Today we are taking a look at the Lenovo Yoga Book. It is what they call the ultimate 2-in-1 productivity tablet that features Windows or Android. Our review sample unit came with Windows 10 Anniversary Edition, so we can't really comment on the Android experience, but what we can do is present to you the Windows one. But is it any good? Stick around, find out. The unboxing experience was really nice and reminded me of Apple in some way. The Yoga Book just fit snugly into the packaging, and all other accessories were packaged into these really nice cardboard boxes that fit inside snugly to a T. Very nice initial impression. Aside from the 2-in-1 tablet, inside we could find a UK power brick, even though I'm not in the UK, but still doesn't matter. A very thin micro USB charging and data cable. A Wacom digitizer with 3 additional ink charges, aside from the standard one that doesn't include any ink. Also included inside is a scratchbook that magnetically attaches to the surface of your device. It doesn't really conform to any standard paper sizes, but Lenovo have assured me they will be purchasable separately, and you can always use regular papers on the tablet. Moving onwards away from the unboxing experience and onto the product itself, the first thing we notice when taking it into our hands is its size. It is not really that much bigger than a regular Moleskine notebook or an iPad for that matter. Yet it offers so much more. If you ask yourself what does it offer when compared to the vast marketplace of iOS apps and the usability features that are included in all Apple devices. For starters, the keyboard, and right after that, the Windows installed on the device. No matter how big iOS or Android get, they will never be fully able to replace the desktop variant OSs such as Windows or Linux, as latter have programs that are just not possible to be driven on ARM processors, or they require hardware that is more capable when compared to Android or iOS tablets. That isn't to say that the Lenovo Yoga Book is a mobile powerhouse by any stretch of the imagination. Far from that actually, as it only features an Intel Atom X5Z8550 processor that is a quad-core, but it's a slow quad-core, and when paired with only 4GB of DDR4 memory and 64GB of storage, well, let's just say that in Photoshop while drawing on the Wacom tablet wasn't really as speedy as we would have liked it to be. It is on the other hand more than capable enough for normal data usage, watching multimedia videos, playing back video to external devices via the micro HDMI output connector on the side of the device. But to call it a full productivity tablet, in my mind that just sparks the connotation of a creative professional that uses the device more than doing spreadsheets in Excel or editing slides in a PowerPoint presentation. But still, if you need it for the latter and not some professional editing in Premiere Pro or After Effects, it is more than capable enough for your use case scenario. We mentioned the keyboard a few minutes ago and didn't really follow up on that. I sincerely would have liked to see a physical keyboard included in the Yoga Book, but I really understand why that's not possible if you want to achieve that slim thinness that is just a tiny bit thicker than an iPad, and an iPad has no keyboard. Yes, you can buy one from Clamshell, but it's an additional 200 plus euros and the usability features on an iPad are limited at best. So it is safe to say that on the Lenovo Yoga Book, the keyboard was a necessary sacrifice to achieve that slim form factor. And if you would really try, I am sure that you could get your words per minute back to a sustainable level in a few weeks' time. Sadly, I was unable to do that because I only had a limited amount of time to test the Yoga Book, and my words per minute suffered as a result, because I could only reach 35 on a device while normally going over 100 on my mechanical keyboard. But on the other hand, it has to be said that the haptic feedback that the keyboard provides is very strong. Maybe too strong for my taste, but your experience may vary. And the sound cues you get from clicking on the keyboard are also nice and tell you in no uncertain terms that you have actually pressed the button. Moving away from the keyboard onto the display, it features a 10.1-inch Full HD IPS panel with a resolution of 1920 by 1200, so an aspect ratio of 16:10, while maintaining a really bright picture with 400 nits that enable you to use the device even in direct sunlight. We are not overly happy that the screen is glossy, as it attracts fingerprints like nothing we've ever seen before, partially because the screen is also touch-based and supports capacitive touch with any pen technology. So when using the UI of Windows, we press the buttons on the screen itself and get it smudgy very fast. Also to note here that the 1920 by 1080 resolution on such a small screen results in quite a small button area in the UI of the Windows 10, and we would suggest to use their scaling to 150% to use it normally. But then again, the fact that it gets dirty quick is a problem that all handheld devices have, be it phones, be it tablets, whatever. Maybe we notice it here that much more because in our mind the Yoga Book isn't a tablet, but it's a laptop. And we're not quite used to laptops getting so dirty. But still, with a bit more care and probably purchasing the Yoga Book sleeve, we can keep dust particles away from the surfaces of the device. Speaking of the latter, they are all covered by this really sleek looking carbon black color that looks great on B-roll and even better in real life. Almost 5.5 minutes in when we still haven't talked about the main feature of the Lenovo Yoga Book. Its 360-degree hinge. The latter can be used in 4 modes to fit your lifestyle. It can lay flat, that is perfect for business-oriented uses. It can be in browse mode as a compact 10.1-inch tablet, in watch mode for entertainment as a sort of a book, and then in type mode as a productive, fully featured laptop. It has to be said that the watch mode is incredibly useful for road trips or the like, where you fold up the Yoga Book on your legs and you can watch the movie with no fussing of the screen whatsoever. And given this was our first experience with the Yoga line from Lenovo, it is just an incredible feature to have that you can rotate your screen however way you want it. And the hinge is such a game changer that you do miss it when going back to a laptop that doesn't have it. Onto the creative part of the review. In the box we also receive a digitizer that Lenovo called the Real Pen. It detects 2,148 different levels of pressure and works spotlessly with the Art Rage software that is included in the box. The endpoint on the digitizer can also be replaced with an ink one that enables you to position a write pad on top of the keyboard and write transcripts or notes or draw graphics onto the pad in physical space and into the software in the digital space, so you get an exact digital replica of your physical representation of the artwork. Pretty nifty if you ask me. Here we have to notice the sporadic lag moments we had when doing fast swipes with brushes or pens, but if you're a steady writer or a drawer that doesn't really use any FPS gaming type movement, it is quite enough. As far as the battery life goes, it is rated at 13 hours of general use, and given we are not general users, we only got 7 to 8 hours of hard use while using it with a digitizer or playing back videos in HD. That is all while using the full brightness of the device and 5 GHz wireless connection. As a standard these days, a camera is included into the Yoga Book. On the rear we can find an 8 megapixel autofocus camera, while on the front there's a 2 megapixel one. The colors from the rear one are decent, while the front one is barely adequate, and we would have liked to see maybe one a bit better, maybe 13-14 megapixel one with a better optical element included inside, as opposed to 2 inferior ones. All in all, the Lenovo Yoga Book offers a lot for its admittedly high asking price. It can be a fully featured tablet, it can be a fully featured laptop, and it can also be a really nice way to look at movies with your friends and use it in a business setting, with the Yoga Book flattened entirely on its back. Aside from that, a Wacom digitizer is also included and works really nice, while the battery is also decent. We truly can't wait to what Lenovo figures out next in its later revision. But until then, the Yoga Book is a niche product if you need high portability in a small form factor while maintaining a relatively high productivity rate. I think that it resembles most the Microsoft Surface Book. The latter is larger, higher performing, and features a digitizer that you have to draw directly on the screen with, while the Lenovo Yoga Book is infinitely more portable, better suited for creative purposes, and more pleasing to the eye, of course. If you can find yourself in the latter, then I am sure you will be satisfied with purchasing the Yoga Book. Thanks for watching this review on Discharge Networks. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future.